The first thing you want, the first thing you want to do is go to the modules tab and you want to go to inventory. And once it gets to inventory, then you want to go to discount product and then list discount. And then the two that we're going to be dealing with are the 2020 IASA discount, and it'll be farther down here, the 2020 IASBO discount. So this discount right here and this discount right here. So we'll look at IASBO first since it already has some events added to it. So if you go into the discount, then you can tell by clicking on this pencil right here, you can see that it has an eWeb code. And if it has an eWeb code, then that means that people can use that online as long as, so let's close out of that, as long as the event is listed down here. If the event is not listed down here with the correct pricing, then they will not be able to access it. So what that means is if you're adding anything to this, we're going to go ahead and just add whatever event pops up first. So when you're wanting to add an event that you want to have the discount, you want to click on this little add tab right here. And then for product type, you're going to always pick event. And then for product, so all of the 20s should be at the top. And these are the only ones that we'll be kind of dealing with. So I know Before the Crisis is already on there. So let's try and find one. So let's go ahead and just pick the Building Leadership Capacity. So what we're going to be picking, because I don't know if you guys remember from the meeting a couple of days ago, but Drew said that we could go ahead and use the online pricing for standard registrations as well. So we'll only have to put one price on, which helps a lot and will save a ton of time. So you will not be messing with standard prices. You will only be dealing with online registration prices. So you'll click here for Building Leadership Capacity through Teacher Leaders online registration prices. So you click on that, and then it brings up this price part. Now, you want to click non-member. You will always be clicking non-member because the whole point of this discount is for the non-members from IASA and IASBO to get the member rate. So you want to click on non-member and then save, and then it'll show up down in here. And so if you're ever trying to look and see, you can always sort by product and parent, and it'll have all the B's, up first. And the IASBO one will have online and standard, just because whenever I first started doing it, the way that our agreement with IASBO is that they had a set amount, but we will not worry about that going further with IASBO or IASA. So that's IASBO. And we can list the discounts again. So we're going to go into IASA now. And again, you can click on this little pencil right here, and that will show you that the eWeb code is 20 IASA, and it does matter that they use all caps. They need to make sure that it is exactly the way that it's typed for the code to work. And so we can see that that's the web code. And then with IASA, because I just created it, as you can see, there's no products here. So if someone were to try to use that discount, it would just pop up and tell them that the discount isn't found, and it will do that on our side as well. So for example, if I were to go, and we're just going to go into a random event. So say we were to go into this event, and then and there are multiple ways, to register someone. We're just playing here. You don't have to go in this way. If there's a different way that you register for an event, that's totally fine. But we'll do this, and it's always a full registration. And then non-member, get to agenda, and then the review registration is where we'll be able to. Okay, so then you want to click on this little pencil here and apply discount. And then you can, I always do the magnifying glass. If you want to remember the code and search for it, you can't. I don't ever do that. But here, so we'll do 2020 IASA discount. Okay. Did I add that? Because that should not have worked. That's perplexing. And I did the IASA one, right? I'm not sure why that's working, because usually it shouldn't if there isn't anything in that discount. Well, maybe it won't do that to you. Usually it does. And so that's really, hold on, we're going to try this on something else, because if it'll just let you and you now for some reason don't have to add, then this is kind of irrelevant. So hold on, let's try something for May and see. Find another online. Okay, and let's see what happens here. That's really interesting, because it does not normally let you do that, and I'm curious as to why. I'm gonna try a different discount just to see if there's, yeah, because usually it should read discount cannot be applied to this product because it's not been added. So that's really strange. That it's letting us add anything for IASA. I don't know that it would work for them online, because it's not an auto apply. Well, hold on, I'm going to try this from the web, because if it will work for them from the web without us having to do that, and I honestly have no idea why that's working, it shouldn't be. And it didn't for the district incentive code when I tried to do that, so I'm really surprised. I'll just grab. We're going to have to use it online, because I don't remember what the password is. Because it'll still take $100 off. It'll just make it $99, which is fine. Oh, no, it won't. No, but it should if it's working, regardless of what we put on there. Yeah, that is so bizarre. Well, I think this might be a bug, because I don't think it's supposed to work like this. And so we're going to go through how you would add those events anyway, even though right now that's looking like you don't have to, and that doesn't make any sense. So let's pretend, just for the sake of things, that you do have to do that. Then where it says the discount product, you have to click the plus sign and always pick event. And then for the product, you pick whichever one it is that you're adding. And remember, it's always online registration. And then you want to pick the non-member online registration. And this one is stretched so far out, you can't tell, which means you have to kind of guess until you can see it. And that's, which one is that? Nope, that's the retired one. So it's not that first one. And this is part of what gets tedious about this, is that when you can't see it, then you have to just go through them until you happen upon the one that's try this one and see which one it is. Line $2.99. Yep, that's the one we want. And so that's how you would add those. Do you want me to show another one, or do you think that's clear enough?
Yeah, let's do one more just to make sure we got it reiterated.
Okay. And so just kind of, we'll reiterate from the beginning. From the modules tab, you want to go to inventory, and then you'll go to discount product, and then list discount. And then whether you're working on, if you're working on IASA, it's right up here. If you're working on IASBO, it's farther down just because it was created at the beginning of the year, right here. And so, but for now, we're just going to do IASA. And for product type, it's always event. And then for product, I think what we're probably going to have to do with this is probably want to go be looking at the event calendar and go from like the middle of, or even the beginning of April through June, and be looking at those. And there have been changes to the calendar and stuff like that. So we'll have to make sure that all those have been done before we go off of that. But we'll go ahead and do this one since it's in May. And so online registration. And this one you can read, which is really nice. And then you want to make sure you pick the non-member and then save. And then it'll show up right here. And that is technically what makes the discount product work. I have no idea why this seems to be working without anything down there. That's really unusual. And so, yeah, that's how that works. It's not super complicated. It's just hard when you can't read the whole thing. And again, I'm not even sure at this point. I probably need to talk to Drew. I'm not sure how big of a difference this will make at this point. And if they use that anywhere right now, it's going to take $100 off, which is interesting. But yeah, that's how that works.
Okay, great. I'm going to stop the recording.